Hey, thank you so much for joining me on Their Fight Story with Igdalia. We have an amazing fighter with us today. She is an amateur MMA fighter, currently 2-2, and her name is Erica Valentin. Erica, how are you doing today?
Hey Iggy, how are you?
I'm doing great. How are you feeling?
Feeling good. Feeling good.
Not too long ago, and when you started, it didn't exactly go as planned. You started and you had your first loss. 19 seconds.
Ouch.
Yeah. And then you went again and you fought. Then you fought again for ammo and it didn't go as planned. But now, like the switch went off and now you're on a 2-win streak. How is that feeling?
Yeah, it feels good. I just needed to put some things together, make a couple adjustments, and I also thought that the first two fights that I fought were against, a lot more experienced girls than me. They were on their one of them was on their third fight. Actually both of them were on their third fight. So, I'm very grateful that that happened at an amateur level and that even though I lost, I was still not hurt from any of those fights, and I was able to take that and learn from it. I rather not lose ever, but I rather lose as an amateur, and nothing worse than losing in 19 seconds. And
Yeah, but okay, losing at 19 seconds isn't exactly fun.
yeah,
But at the same time, nobody really knew what you were capable of.
yeah.
Everybody just had this idea of who you were, but really nobody really knew who you were. They knew you came from a fight family, but
Yeah,
that's about it. Your second time around, same thing. You lost, but nobody really was able to see what you're capable of.
yeah,
Because everybody might have had their idea that you were just a ground opponent, or maybe you were just a striker, but nobody really know you.
yeah,
And as they're seeing your career develop, they're seeing like you're a more well-rounded fighter.
for sure. Yeah,
Because you not only were you doing your MMA fights, but you were also doing grappling challenges.
yeah. I was doing like grappling challenges. I did WKAs. I was doing some kickboxing and things like that. I just started to develop my game a little bit more
Mhm.
like last like year or so. I started to add in like teammates like Spider Monkey
Mhm.
or so. Like she's a big part of my growth. She's a black belt, has been doing it for like 10 plus years, and she's really helped me. Yeah, just making adjustments, doing more ground game,
Mhm.
uh, just more well rounded. Like my first win was a KO, like one clean shot,
Mhm.
and that was amazing. Like that was at Mohegan Sun, and the girl was like really bigger. She was like the strongest girl in America, actually. Like she had like an 8 pack. But like when I fought her, we went to the ground and I was able to get up. I actually had like a guillotine at one point in the fight, and I had to like abandon it because it was. I knew it was tight, but I knew that she could get out of it,
Mhm.
so I abandoned that.
So why? Because it's a title fight, they'll allow the ground and pound.
Yeah, so with Callie, she only had like two fights, so like she couldn't do like ground and pound to the face on the floor. So when they asked me if I wanted to fight again, I was like, as long as we don't fucking wear shin pads and we can ground and pound to the face, I'm so down. But I can't imagine my fifth MMA fight me not grounding and pounding to the face and wearing shin pads. So we found somebody that had some more fights, and
That's awesome. And how do you feel? How are you feeling for this fight?
I'm feeling good. Like I just feel like I'm prepared. Like, you know what I mean? But anything could go on in there. Like you could be the most prepared ever and shit can just happen. You can get
Mhm.
caught. So, I'm confident, but I'm just focused.
Yeah, no, it's important to stay focused. It's important to have the right team, and you have an amazing team with you. Do you feel that being able to train with Marissa versus just training with your team, because the majority of them are men? So do you feel like you're able to?
I think it's better to cuz like women are like more flexible to have you things that men can't really do. But at the same time I train with a lot of little guys, like 125ers, like they're kind of little too, so they're very flexible as well. So I definitely think working with Marissa has definitely upped my game a lot. Like she's one better than me, two more experience, a black belt, and now a world champ. She
Mhm.
just won, so it just has like more knowledge than me. Like, so I love being second place when I'm with her. You know what I mean? I love it. She has tons of fights. Been in Invicta, been in boxing fights, been in, has done the amateur thing. So yeah, I definitely think like us working together.
Yeah, no, that's great to hear. Because I know, because I'm just thinking, like, I know when you spar with the guys, they might hold a little bit back, only because even though they don't want to, they still see you as, you're
Yeah.
my sister, or you're like a sister to me. So I'm not gonna give her, let me just hold off a little. But when you're fighting with the same, you're sparring with a female, it kind of makes you like more comfortable because now you can try everything without feeling like she's holding back, or she's able to. It's more realistic.
Yeah, it is more realistic, and like she's not the only girl training partner I
Mhm.
have. I have Samantha Ayala, who's a purple belt, and she's really good. She's been in the game for like 10 years. I train with Leah. My one of my boxing family has is Leah and then Rihanna. So those are all the girls, Golden Glove winners. Leah has like 13 boxing fights. So I do train with women as well. So yeah, those rounds are a little bit more competitive. They're a little bit more, realistic. But I do love training with guys too.
Mhm.
Like Amanda Nunes. There's a lot of people that train with just straight guys. And they turn into monsters too. So it's not like I'm training with like 185ers or even 145ers. I'm literally training with 125ers, like a lot of them. So, um, and I also go to the cage and train with some girls too in Cromwell, some blue belts, purple belts as well. So I do get to train with. I'm very blessed because I feel like I do train with a lot of females now. Like,
Mhm.
and it's not only Marissa. At Ultimate MMA, we have this girl named Emily. We have this girl named Megan. They're all blue belts, and then we have this girl named Ashley that trains there too. I also train with Ariana, who is a boxer, and she is undefeated in MMA, but she switched to boxing. Like, so there are quite a.
And you also went to Vegas.
Oh yeah, that too. I went to Vegas twice, trained with a shit UFC chicks, Invicta girls. Yeah, I got thrown to the wolves over there. So
So being thrown to the wolves, you feel like it just confirmed that this is where you need to be. You're on
yeah,
the right path.
for sure. Like I feel like I'm on the right path right now. Definitely feel like that. I just need some fine tuning, and I still need fine tuning. I think we can all grow. And but I think I'm right where I belong now. I feel very more well rounded.
Going into this year, you felt, I'm sure you felt a little down with the way your performance was because nobody really got to know who you
Yeah.
were. Did you imagine that this year you would be flying over to Vegas and training with these amazing fighters with Valentina? Because you were with Valentina, right?
Yeah, so I didn't train with Valentina. She was just at the UFC PI, and it was actually cool because she was watching me hold pads with my coach Russell. It was fucking awesome. Like he's like, who's watching right now? And I'm like, who? And then like Valentina, and she's like, you got good right hand. You got good right hand. But I was like hitting the bag next to her. But I trained with like UFC fighters like Tatiana Suarez. I trained with like Casey O'Neill, Cynthia Cavillo, like Destiny McCubbin. Good. Like there are just so many people that I trained with, like both in Invicta and in the UFC. But as far as training with Valentina, I didn't get to train with her, but I saw her and I hit the bag next to her. Like I was hitting the bag, and then next to me, because UFC PI has like all these bags, and then like next to me, it just sounds like a literally a bullet just hitting the bag, and I'm like, oh my god, it's Valentina. And then I let her do her rounds, and then I was like when she like took a water break, I was like, do you think you could take a picture with me? So yeah, and she was watching me hit pads, which was pretty cool. But I didn't get to like, oh, Jocelyn Edwards is another girl I trained with who's in the UFC. So yeah, I trained with a few girls, and I trained with a lot of amateur girls out there too. There's just a lot of women fighters out there, a lot.
What can we expect from you on your upcoming fight?
More growth, from every time that I'm like excited for this fight. But I'm more excited of who I am gonna be after this fight. So like, yeah, I was really impressed with my performance in September like, for Cage Wars, and I know that I'll be fighting in the same casino in the same like cage. Like I literally just fought last month. I noticed like the more hype I am, like the more we try hard, we die hard.
Mhm.
More that I try to be hype, before fights, I like lose. Like I was so hyped in cage fights and I lost. So like when I'm backstage now, I like lay down, I chill, I listen to music. I'm just like, just really chill. Like I'm not like going out looking at people anymore, and just like very calm. I found my like zen mode, you know, and like I am the co-main event, so I know I'm gonna be fighting late, so I'll just be like resting all day.
How does that feel, knowing that you're the co-main event and you're fighting for a title?
It's great. I just can't believe it. Like in 1 year, I'm like growing so much more. You know, like
Yes.
I went from 0-2, now I'm 2-2 with two super fights that I've won, and I also went to Naga and won. I had to go up in the division for the weight class and won in that division for no gi, and then came third place for gi, which I really don't like the gi, but I just did it. But you know, I came first for no gi. It was cool. Like I don't know. I feel like I'm leveling up a little bit. You know? I think that's all my hard work. I don't want anybody to think I'm like cocky or anything, but I do work really hard.
My God, you're nonstop. Like from the moment you wake up, you take care of the girls, you send them to school, and then boom.
Learning how to rest because I am taking a rest day.
Oh, so now,
Yeah, because I didn't take rest days, and then I'm like, what? I need rest. I need to, you know, I had to talk with actually all my coaches, and they were all like, you know, you need a rest. Like, you need like one rest day. So I like shadow box and do like a little, like an active rest day, maybe a little yoga or something. But I will like rest on Sundays.
how did the girls feel when you won your first?
Oh, they were so excited. I really don't like them watching my
Yeah.
fight, so they'll just like hear like I won, because I really don't like them. You know, they actually saw me lose in 19 seconds for my armbar at Cage Titans, and that really, really messed them up. You know, it really, yeah, it really messed them up. So I was like, you know what, I don't really want them to watch my fights anymore. So they just knew that I won, and then my cousin like showed them the knockout, and they're like, you knocked the girl out, mommy. You finally won. I was like, yeah. And then my last fight too, they were like, you won again. I'm like, yeah. So, you know, they're really happy that I'm fighting for like the championship belt. They're like telling everybody at school and telling all their teachers, like, you know, my mom's fighting. It's pretty cool, you know. It's pretty cool to show that to my daughters, like kind of like just be resilient. Like, you know, it's okay to lose, you know. Because after my last loss, they were like, you just keep losing, mommy. Like, are you ever gonna win? Like they literally told me that. And like, you know what, you just gotta keep trying. You know? That's what I did. I like made the proper adjustments. I sat down with my head coach. I have like a schedule of this many times I do this many times I do that, and when I rest and things like that. And all while being a mother to triplets, you know, I try to I want to give them 100% too of me. So you know, I'll work out in the mornings, long time, like 4 hours. I'll be training, but kind of like it's like my job. And then when I get them from school, I like to like pay attention to them, you know, hang out with them, like watch movies, you know, cook dinner, you know, have fun with them, take them to like parks and stuff like that, you know, give them my time. It's hard to like to juggle, but I'm very grateful for my life and I'm able to do this like as a full time job.
No, it's amazing. You're an inspiration to those that want to do it and can't do it. You know, you give them that push that even though they may not be able to do this career, you're showing them that regardless of what happens in life, you're able to overcome it and you're able to be there present for your kids, regardless of the situation. Because you've been doing this on your own. And yes, you have your family, but when the doors close, it's just you and your girls, you know, and you're showing the world that yes, you know, it's not easy, but it is possible. And you're showing your girls that it's okay to stand up for yourself. It's okay to protect yourself. Just make sure that you're doing it correct.
Yeah, for
So
sure. Cool. It's cool to raise strong girls. You know? It's like seeing them develop. They're almost 7. Seeing them like just be good kids. You know, it's pretty awesome. You know, I just had conferences on them, and they're all doing really well. And it's just like it's really amazing to see the type of impact I've had on them, type of kids that they're growing up to be through all the ups and downs we
mhm.
carried, goals and stuff like.
You're doing a great job. You are doing an amazing job.
Thank
Before we conclude with this interview, is there anything that you would like to share?
I just want to shout out my team. Russell Lee, my head coach. Shout out to my boxing coach, Berto Vargas. My speed and agility coach, Andre Dixon, Mark Anthony. My father, Pablo Valentin. He's my strength and conditioning coach. Kind of like a real inspiration. Shout out to my brothers, Johnny, Justin. You know, Johnny's my cousin, but he's more like my brother too. You know, Justin's my real brother. They like started me in this game. Shout out to Marissa and Andrew Palandrelli. at Ultimate MMA, who I train with every week, and they've really leveled me up as well. We become like family. I call them my Italian pops, you know. Uh, and you know, all my teammates. Shout out to everybody that that I teach. I have the pleasure of teaching women. I have the pleasure of teaching the kids jiu-jitsu and some private lessons. You know, shout out to everybody that believed in me when I was 0-2. But there has been coaches that believed in me when I was like 0-2. They saw all the hard work that I was putting in. I just needed some adjustments. So shout out to all of them too. And like my sponsors, the Russell, SCB, the Danny Hernandez, Real. He has a housing company. Naga has sponsor me. So, you know, shout out to all my sponsors. I'm sorry if I have a lot of people that support me, and I'm overwhelmed by all of the love and support that I got. You know, my parents, my mama, you know, everybody that helps me out, all of you guys. So shout out to you guys. It's a lot
Thank you
of
so
people.
much.
It's a lot of
You do an amazing job, and
people.
so we're looking forward to it.
I'm looking forward to this co-main event. I'm really looking forward to it. 0-2 to 2-2 from prelim to
Mhm.
now co-main event. You know, it's a fucking comeback story, and everybody loves a comeback story, especially from an underdog like me. So I'm ready.
We know you're ready.
I'm ready.
Awesome. Thank you so much.